Well, good evening, greetings, and salutations. This is Passionate Bliss. I'm here again tonight with questions, comments, useless facts about me, thoughts about stuff. But first, go to my YouTube channel, Passionate Bliss. Comment, like, subscribe, share. My full video will always be on my YouTube channel. And this one is going to be a little lengthy because it was on a topic that I have a lot of thoughts about. I was walking through the YouTube streets and I saw that there was a lot of feedback and uproar about Fantasia and some comments she made on the Breakfast Club. And her topic of conversation was about submission. Okay. This is what she said. She said, "You can't find a good man because we're trying to lead the way." She said, "Let your man be the leader. Women are not supposed to lead." She said, "When the right man comes along, we're so tough from being the leader that he can't tell you anything." All right, got a lot of backlash. So the questions I came away with were these: should women submit to men? All right, what do you think submission means? And is submission a good thing or a bad thing? My quote for today is this: our submission defines our authority. Okay, and so, my definition of submission, I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. So I went and looked up the definition I found. This is it: the act of accepting or yielding to the authority of another. Okay, accepting it or yielding to it. All right. So when the women heard this, there was a lot of backlash. They said that she had low self-esteem, that she thinks that women are inferior to men and that they can handle themselves and it should be a partnership 50-50. So she got a lot of backlash on that comment. Okay, and I was talking to one of my friends and he said, "Well, did they actually listen to what she said?" And so I said, "Well, let me go listen to what she said." So I played the interview. I played the interview a couple of times so I could make sure I quoted her correctly. All right. And so I listened to it and I didn't see a reason really for all the backlash because, but this is why I think she got a lot of backlash. Number one, Fantasia is not the messenger for this message, okay? By her own admission, she spent most of her adult life illiterate, okay? She's gone bankrupt 3 times and her relationship choices have been horrible by her own admission, okay? So she's not the actual messenger for this message because they're going to judge her. All right. We're expecting her to come on the Breakfast Club and talk about her album, which, by the way, I think is pretty good. I heard 2 of the singles, PTSD and Enough, and those were both good songs. So I think I'm going to buy the actual album. And, but I can recommend it though. And I thought she was going to talk about how she is now an independent artist. So, but they spent a lot of time talking about submission and her marriage. And so, that's what we were expecting. So a lot of people, the backlash came from that. We weren't expecting that from her. And then also the reason for the backlash is that a lot of women feel that submission is equal to abuse. They feel like it may be equal to domination or control. Okay. So there was a backlash, I think, for those 2 reasons alone. All right. And also something that I know from personal experience, in management, a lot of people cannot handle power. Okay, they say absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, it does in a lot of cases. And you would be surprised. The people who cannot handle power, it goes straight to their head. And they can get pretty off the chain with it. But this is what I'm going to tell you about women in general. Okay, most women, okay, we're very well aware of what we're capable of. Since the days of slavery, we have had to handle a lot and we've done it. So we do know that we are queens. And we do know that every queen needs a king. And most women are willing to submit to her king. They are, in actuality. So if you're with a woman and you can't tell her anything, okay, or you're looking for a woman and everyone you meet, you can't tell them anything, then there's only one reason for that. One real reason. What's that? She doesn't trust you. Okay? She doesn't trust you to make good decisions for her. She doesn't trust you enough to give you the authority over her to make decisions. She doesn't trust you enough to give you the authority to make decisions for her children, okay, for her safety, for her well-being, financially, physically, emotionally. She just does not trust you. She does not trust you. That's the only reason she won't listen to you. That's the only reason you can't tell her anything. She does not trust you. Okay? She doesn't trust. What is the foundation for your decision making? Okay? What's your go-to resource? She doesn't trust it. And she doesn't trust you. She doesn't see you probably making the best decisions for yourself. Okay, if you met her, she's got her own place, her own car, she's got, nice hair, nice clothes. She's doing pretty good without you. And if she looks at your life and doesn't see the reciprocal thing, okay, you at home with your mama, you got a car, you don't have a car, your job at your age should be making more money and you're not. Okay, if she looks at your life and it's not comparable to hers or better, why should she listen to you? It looks like her own program is working without you. Why would she listen to you if you're not in a better position than her? Okay, so let me go back to Fantasia and her situation, because this is what she said. She said more. Okay, and Fantasia married this man within 3 weeks after meeting him. Within 3 weeks. Okay, so what did he do to get her to trust him, to give her the authority over her that submission requires? Okay, now this guy, she said, was a felon, but he had educated himself and he had his own business. Okay, and she admitted that when he met her, was, popping off at the mouth, talking back, had so much to say. And she said this is what he did. Okay, number one, she said he sat her down. Okay. Number two, he looked her in her eyes, which is important. That's why on my male t-shirt line, when it comes out in a few months, you'll see that all the men are facing forward. So he can look her in her eyes when he talks to her. Okay, and the women are all facing to the side so she can listen. So you'll see that in my female t-shirt line, and those two lines talk to each other. Okay, you'll see that when it comes out, that he's always facing forward so that he can, number one, sit her down and look her in her eyes. And number three, and this is important, she said he talked to her like he was supposed to. That's vital. And I've been saying this more than once. He talked to her like he was supposed to. Did he talk to her like some crazy, off the chain, ratchet mess? Was he cursing her out, calling her B and hoe and all kind of things out of her name? Was he disrespecting her when he talked? Was he cursing at her and raising his voice to her? I doubt it, because she said he talked to me like he was supposed to. And this is what he said. She said, and she admits she was popping off at the mouth. And he sat her down, looked her in her eyes, talked to her like he was supposed to. And he said, I'm here now. And you don't have to do all that. Okay. So did that calm down her inner spirit? Did that make her feel secure? Okay. Did he gain her trust? Evidently, because she married him in 3 weeks. Okay. So if you got a woman that will not submit to you, then she doesn't trust you. You have not given her any reason to trust you in your decision makings. And I know y'all don't like to hear that, gentlemen. Y'all probably done clicked off by now. But but at that point, he earned her trust. He earned her trust. Okay. And another quote I like, it said, submission is the price of sanity. Is it? Is it? Because if somebody isn't in charge, it's going to be chaos, isn't it? Every company has a CEO, doesn't it? Okay, every restaurant, business you walk into has a manager that's on duty. Everybody there is in submission to the manager. Everybody at the company is in submission to the CEO. And since it's football season, every team has a head coach. Everybody on that team is in submission to that head coach. If not, it would be chaos on that field. Is that not correct? Okay. Everyone, recognizes and accepts that there has to be a leader. There has to be someone in charge operating within the parameters of what? The NFL, the company policy, operating in those parameters so they can see, what his decision-making base is. Okay. So if you feel like there has to be a CEO, there has to be a manager, there has to be a head coach, then why do you think a successful relationship should not have a head? We want to be 50-50. No. There has to have a head, and you have to give your submission to him. So the people who feel like they're giving up control or they're going to be dominated, no. You give him the authority. You gave him that authority, okay? And by the same token, you can take that authority back. And some of us, according to you guys, won't give you the authority in the first place because we don't trust you. So there's power in submission because you gave it to him and you can take it back. There is power. So you're not powerless or weak or, dominated because you're in submission because you gave it to him and you can take it back at any time. If he makes poor decisions, if he shows he's unfit, you take it back. So you have the power in your submission. Okay? And so to answer those questions that I put out there in the first place, should women submit to men? Yes and no. Okay, you should not submit to all men because all men do not deserve your submission. Okay, and you know that. So no, you should submit to the right man when he comes along and he makes you trust him implicitly. That man, yes, you should submit to. Okay, what do you think submission actually means? I think it means giving them the power or the authority, okay, to make the best decisions because you trust him. That's what it means. It's not a position of weakness. It's a position of strength. Okay. And number 3, is submission a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing. Somebody has got to be in charge and driving this car. Okay. But is he going to take directions? Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So, what do you think about what she said? What do you think about it? Let me know. Let me know. Fellas, am I wrong? If y'all still out there, you're probably not. Let me know. Okay? And come with it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Y'all have sweet dreams, okay? And have a great weekend. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Monday, actually. I'll see y'all Monday.